If you don't want to be like everyone else, then you have to make the sacrifices others aren't willing to make. See, I started out with no qualifications and no money, but still managed to become a multimillionaire. And a big part of that was down to avoiding the 7 things I'm going to be sharing with you today. By understanding these pitfalls and actively avoiding them, you can set yourself on a completely different trajectory. So, if you're ready to break free from the ordinary and unlock your true financial potential, then stick around, hit that like button, and let's get started. Imagine for a moment that you got a boring but well-paid job. You wake up every morning, drag yourself to the office, and sit at your desk, feeling the monotony seep into your bones. Let's say you land a gig at a bank, pushing papers and attending pointless meetings, but you're pulling in a solid 6 figures. The work is repetitive, and you find yourself counting down the hours until you can leave. Your friends will think that you're absolutely killing it, posting pictures on Instagram of your new car and expensive watch. They see the material success and envy your lifestyle, but they don't see the emptiness behind it. However, over time, your earning potential would start to plateau. The initial excitement of a high salary fades as you realize there's little room for growth. You'll hit a ceiling limited by the rigid structure of your corporate job. Promotions are rare, and the corporate ladder feels more like a cage than a path to success. Now, imagine instead you get a challenging but lower paid job. The work is tough, the hours are long, and the pay is modest. But the environment is dynamic and full of potential. Let's say you join a small startup, working long hours for less pay, but you're learning valuable skills and gaining equity in the company. Every day is a new challenge, and you're constantly growing. You might struggle for a couple of years as you improve and adapt. The learning curve is steep and there are moments of frustration, but you push through because you see the bigger picture. However, over time, your earning potential will start going through the roof. As the startup grows, so does your equity, and the skills you've acquired make you invaluable. As you gain experience and build your network, you'll have opportunities that those stuck in Path A could only dream of. Your connections open doors to new ventures and collaborations. Path A prioritizes money early on, whereas Path B prioritizes 2 key things: skills and equity. The choice is between immediate gratification and long-term growth. Every self-made millionaire I know has followed Path B, as it's the only way to build that kind of wealth. They invested in themselves and their future rather than chasing quick bucks. They didn't get there by chasing quick bucks. They got there by building a solid foundation of skills and equity. They understood that true wealth comes from growth, learning, and perseverance. Picture yourself cruising through Dubai's sun-drenched streets in a bright yellow Lamborghini. You pull up to a swanky restaurant, valet parking your flashy ride, and order a $500 filet steak without batting an eyelid. How does imagining that lifestyle make you feel? Pretty successful, right? Well, here's the truth. Most people you see living this way are far from successful. The majority are paying for cars that they can't afford, taking trips to Dubai on credit cards they'll spend 5 months paying off, and ordering steaks at Salt Bay's restaurant that leave them with a bill they can't handle. These people are living a lie, pretending to be rich while drowning in debt. It's all smoke and mirrors, as it's much easier to impress others on social media than build real wealth. Remember, true wealth isn't about appearances, it's about having the financial security to live life on your own terms. It's about having the freedom to pursue your passions, spend time with loved ones, and make a difference in the world. You might be really great at what you do, a true master of your craft, but no matter how hard you try, you'll never be able to outcompete a group of talented people working together. It's like trying to win a basketball game against an entire team by yourself. Look at anyone who's made it big in sports or business. Let's take Michael Jordan, for example. Widely considered the greatest basketball player of all time, Jordan led the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA championships. But he didn't do it alone. He had Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Phil Jackson, each playing a crucial role in their success. Or let's take Elon Musk as an example. On the surface, it might appear like he's a genius entrepreneur who's achieved everything single-handedly. However, that couldn't be further from the truth. The point is, You need to build a network of talented individuals who can support you, challenge you, and help you achieve your goals. Do you ever feel like you're being pulled in a million different directions? It's like you're trying to juggle too many balls at once and you can't seem to keep any of them in the air. You're bombarded with advice from friends, family, colleagues, and even strangers on the internet, each telling you what you should be doing with your life. Every notification, every message, every conversation adds another layer of complexity to your already busy mind. This happens with everything in life, from side hustles to fitness training. Whether it's about starting a new business, getting in shape, or even how to spend your weekends, everyone has an opinion. Everyone seems to have a different opinion on what you should be focusing on. The sheer volume of conflicting advice can make it hard to know which direction to take. All these inputs create hundreds of paths you could follow, like becoming a doctor, entrepreneur, joining a family business, or even something completely unconventional. Getting a stable 9-to-5 job, traveling and having a family. The possibilities are endless, but that doesn't make the decision any easier. With so many options, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and paralyzed by indecision. The fear of making the wrong choice can stop you from making any choice at all. You might find yourself jumping from one thing to another, never fully committing to any one path. This constant switching can leave you feeling exhausted and unfulfilled. This lack of focus can be detrimental to your progress, as you're constantly spreading yourself too thin. When you're trying to do everything, you end up doing nothing well. The key is to identify the inputs that truly matter and filter out the noise. It's about finding clarity amidst the chaos. Ask yourself, whose advice aligns with my values and goals? Take a moment to reflect on what truly matters to you. Once you've identified your trusted sources, stick with them and drown out the rest. Focus on the voices that resonate with your vision. It's like having a personal board of advisors who guide you towards your desired destination. Surround yourself with people who support your journey and help you stay on track. Let me start by saying this. Arrogant people won't even finish this video. They think they already know everything, so why bother sticking around? They're too busy admiring their reflection in the mirror to see the opportunities that surround them. But that's exactly the problem. Arrogance blinds you to the opportunities that could genuinely change your life. Ego-driven people are often too focused on the big picture, constantly dreaming of the end goal. They're so busy fantasizing about their future success that they neglect the hard work and dedication required to get there. True success requires humility, a willingness to learn from your mistakes, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. Remember, the moment you think you know everything is the moment you stop learning and growing. One of my favorite Chinese proverbs is, "The man who blames others has a long way on his journey to go. The man who blames himself is halfway there. The man who blames no one has already arrived." This proverb highlights the importance of taking ownership of your actions and their consequences. It teaches us that the journey to self-awareness and personal growth begins with looking inward. In front of me, I have two objects, a magnifying glass and a mirror. These objects symbolize two different approaches to life. In life, you're going to have to choose to reach for either of these on a daily basis. Each choice you make can significantly impact your personal and professional relationships. If you choose to pick up the magnifying glass, it gives you the ability to hyper-focus on other people. You become engrossed in their actions, often losing sight of your own. You'll find yourself constantly scrutinizing their flaws, judging their decisions, and blaming them for your own shortcomings. This behavior can create a toxic environment, both for you and those around you. This is a dangerous path as it leads to the blame game. It fosters resentment and hinders personal growth. Now, if you pick up the mirror, you're forced to confront yourself. This act of self-reflection is crucial for personal development. You see your strengths, but more importantly, you see your weaknesses, your mistakes, and the areas where you need to improve. This honest assessment is the first step towards meaningful change. When you take ownership of your life, you empower yourself to make positive changes. You become the architect of your own destiny, capable of achieving your goals and realizing your full potential. This is your comfort zone, where you retreat seeking safety and security. It's a familiar place, devoid of risks and challenges. You know exactly what to expect, and there are no surprises. Notice how there are no gaps in this circle, almost like a self-imposed prison with no way out and no way to grow. If you're currently here, then you're not alone. According to some studies, over half of Brits don't leave their comfort zone, and 45% of them are worried that one day they might regret it. So, what can you do to break out of this prison? Well, you need to expand the circle. This means stepping outside of your comfort zone, embracing new challenges, and pushing yourself beyond your perceived limits. The more you step outside of your comfort zone, the more it expands. And as you continue to push yourself, you'll discover hidden talents, unlock your true potential, and achieve things you never thought possible. So there you have it, the 7 things you need to avoid if you want to be rich. These are the mistakes that I see holding people back time and time again. But remember, knowledge without action is useless. So don't just watch this video and forget about it. Make sure to subscribe if you want to grow your wealth, okay? I'll see you over there.